Chapter 4, The Swarm Beneath. 2 weeks in Aethermoor, and Marcus had learned 3 critical things. Magic was exhausting. Polly was a sadist disguised as a mentor. The protocol was watching. Always watching. He lay sprawled on the crystal floor of the training chamber, every muscle screaming. His latest exercise, maintain a simple light sphere for 60 seconds without flicker. He'd made it to 47 before the drift overwhelmed him and the spell collapsed. "Better," Polly said, not unkindly. She sat cross-legged nearby, nibbling on something that looked like a granola bar but smelled faintly of lavender. "Yesterday you could barely hold 30. Your baseline is stabilizing. Feels like I'm dying," Marcus gasped. "You're building muscle memory. Your intent is becoming more." Native, she tossed him a water flask that was definitely too cold for room temperature. Magic, probably. "The protocol is learning to trust you." Marcus drank deeply, then paused. "Polly. Why are you doing this? Training me, I mean. Your 5th circle. You could be doing important research, hunting rogues, anything. Instead, you're babysitting a refugee who can barely hold a light spell." Polly was quiet for a moment. When she spoke, her usual playful tone was gone. "Because someone did it for me. 80 years ago, I was where you are, confused, drifting, failing every spell. My mentor spent 2 years teaching me the tongues." She met his eyes. "She died defending the archives from a rogue incursion when I was 30. I've been paying forward her patience ever since." Marcus felt something shift in his chest. Not just gratitude, but responsibility. "I won't let you down." "I know," Polly said, and her grin returned. "Now get up, we're trying that light spell again." Marcus drank, letting the cold spread through his chest. "You keep saying the protocol like it's a person. It's not. But it's not a person either." Polly's head tilted, a distinctly corvid gesture, her tell for when she was deciding how much to reveal. "The protocol is an aggregate intelligence, distributed consensus. Like if you took 1,000,000 tiny decision-making agents and averaged their outputs." Marcus sat up slowly. "A swarm? We call them echoes." Polly pulled up a visualization on the chamber walls, millions of tiny lights moving in complex patterns, occasionally clustering around something. Autonomous verification agents. Each one carries a fragment of the protocol's decision logic. The visualization zoomed in on a single cluster. The echoes were circling Marcus, or rather his authorization token, rendered as a glowing thread in protocol space. "They are auditing me. Continuously, every 3 seconds, remember?" Polly gestured, and the view shifted. "See how most of them approve your authentication? That's good, but watch these outliers." A handful of echoes blinked red instead of green. Authentication anomaly dimensional offset, 0. 847 harmonics fractal signature, 1. 203 expected, phi approximately 1. 618 recommend, increased scrutiny. Those are the echoes that don't trust you yet. They see your drift and flag you as a potential threat. Polly zoomed in further. "See this metric? Fractal signature. Your trajectory through the protocol has a measurable dimensional complexity. Legitimate users cluster around phi, the golden ratio, 1, 618. It's like a cryptographic watermark we can't fake." Marcus squinted at the numbers. "My signature is 1, 203. Way off, because you're still forcing intent instead of flowing with it. Every time you fight the protocol instead of negotiating, your trajectory gets jagged. Low dimensional complexity." She pulled up a comparison, Polly's own signature, a beautiful one, 614. "When you master the tongues, your paths through protocol space become naturally phi-dimensional. It's an emergent property of optimal negotiation. So it's like proof of work but for trust." "Exactly, you can't fake it, can't replay it. Can't synthesize it offline and inject it later." Polly grinned. "The math is beautiful, honestly. Took the archive keepers 2 centuries to discover it." Marcus watched the red echoes orbit his token like tiny, suspicious watchdogs. "What happens if enough of them vote against me? You fail consensus, your authentication drops below the minimum threshold, and I flicker, and you flicker." Polly closed the visualization. "But that's not going to happen. You're improving, see. She reopened the view. The ratio of green to red had shifted since Marcus first arrived. More greens, fewer reds. Slowly, incrementally, the swarm was learning to trust him. So the protocol isn't a monolith, Marcus said slowly. It's emergent behavior. The echoes vote, and their consensus becomes the protocol's decision. Exactly. No single point of failure, no dictator, just distributed truth. Polly's expression went distant. It's beautiful, actually, and terrifying. Because if you really want to break Aethermoor's security, if you want to forge authentication or bypass permissions, you can't hack a central authority. You have to convince the swarm. Marcus felt his engineer instincts light up. Byzantine fault tolerance. I still don't know what that means, but your face says it's important. It's a distributed systems problem. How do you reach consensus when some nodes might be malicious? Marcus stood, pacing. You need enough honest nodes to outvote the attackers, 2/3 honest minimum. If the attacker controls 1/3 or more, they can forge consensus. Polly's wings drew tight against her back. Yeah, that's the nightmare scenario. A rogue swarm. Has it ever happened? Polly's expression went grim. Once, 300 years ago. An archmage named Kael tried to rewrite his authentication baseline, tried to convince the echoes he was something he wasn't. He succeeded. And he became too trusted. The echoes stopped scrutinizing his spells. He could declare anything, and the protocol would make it real. She looked away. He nearly collapsed Aethermoor into a singularity before the archive keepers stopped him. How? They introduced a counter-swarm. Echoes specifically trained to distrust Kael's signature, fought consensus with consensus. Polly's voice dropped. It killed him. When your authentication drops to 0, you don't flicker, you erase, retroactively. Like you never existed. Marcus felt a chill despite the warm chamber. So the protocol isn't just surveillance, it's existence verification. Now you understand. Polly stood, brushing off her robes. That's why learning the tongues isn't optional. Every spell you cast is a negotiation with the swarm. Speak clearly, declare honest intent, and they'll trust you. Lie, cheat, force compliance, and they turn on you. Consensus is a sword that cuts both ways. Marcus looked at his hands, hands that had conjured unstable light, hands that were slowly learning to speak in protocol. And somewhere beneath the surface of reality, millions of tiny echoes watched, voted, and decided whether he deserved to be. No pressure, he thought wryly. All right, he said. Let's go again. 60 seconds, no flicker. Polly grinned. That's the spirit. SCBE mapping. The echoes are the narrative form of SwarmCoordinator consensus agents in swarm.ts. The Flux ODE governing echo behavior is dnew/dt equals alpha. New target new, beta decay plus gamma coherence, swarm.ts. The fractal signature converging to phi equals 1. 618 maps to the golden ratio constant phi equals 1. 618,988,749,895 used throughout swarm governance. Pi and drone core. TS. Byzantine fault tolerance, n greater or equal to 3f plus 1, is implemented in roundtable consensus in Swarm browser. Pi with 4/6 quorum.